Huge updates are on the way for two of the best space games out there. There's also a brand new space game which is looking pretty interesting. It's called Void War. We're going to talk about all of this, starting with X4 Foundation's Envoy pack. So Egosoft has unveiled the Envoy pack. It's the next DLC for X4 Foundations, and it's confirmed that it will launch alongside the free 8.0 diplomacy update coming later this year. Now, the studio's announcement really is somewhat tightly focused on stealth, infiltration, as well as covert logistics, and that is kind of fitted in with the whole concept of diplomacy as well. Well, not with diplomacy, but the diplomacy update, as it kind of runs parallel to it. So this update, Envoy, is headlined by a new M-class frigate called the Envoy, and it's a faster pirate-leaning variant named the Cypher. The DLC includes a mission chain as well that leads players to discover and unlock the Envoy, a new game start that also drops you straight into the storyline. A new sector is also on the way for the sandbox version of the game, and some additional music to go with the soundtrack. Now, Egosoft's forum post and the newsfeed also point to a reveal teaser, which you can see on the screen right here, and a brand new product page for this update. So if you do want this, then go ahead and check that out. So Egosoft are positioning the Envoy as the most prestigious ship for diplomacy in X4's new systems. There's some design features here built for operating unseen, basically making it stealth. The official materials specify a fully explorable interior, which is the usual standard for these ships in X4, and a cloak stance as well, which is optimized for radar evasion and quietly maneuvering about, I guess. So when in this stealth mode, the ship essentially trades speed and disables weapons for stealth. It retracts its turrets to reduce the signature, and the Envoy also supports faction camouflage protocols as well, which allow the ship to visually present as belonging to other factions. So there's a lot of opportunities opening up here in terms of gameplay. Egosoft has also said that the hull carries exclusive engines, shields, as well as forward-mounted weapons that are not available elsewhere in the game. And then we have the Cypher variant of the same ship. This one emphasizes speed and agility, so if stealth really is not your thing, you do have other options. The DLC's mission and the game start are also kind of portrayed as the route to acquiring and integrating these ships into a save. So it looks like you won't be starting with those saves right on that new save, on that new gameplay mode. Instead, you're going to have to obtain them. Now, this is a paid update. We've got the free update coming called the Diplomacy Update, but this, the Envoy pack, is paid. And that's all entirely fine in my book because, well, these updates have got to be funded somehow. There's no other cosmetics or microtransactions in X4, which makes it a pretty nice option if you're looking for a space game, doesn't it? So at the time of this recording, Egosoft has not provided an exact date of when this is going to release, stating only later this year for the combined rollout. So yeah, the two updates, Diplomacy and Envoy, should be releasing at the same time. And taken together, these overhaul X4 in some pretty interesting ways. Very much looking forward to seeing how this plays out. Now elsewhere, we come to Elite Dangerous. Frontier announced the Vangards update quite a while back on one of their live streams, and they've now given us a release date. It's going to be occurring on Tuesday the 19th of August, so very soon as of this recording. The announcement was made this week across the studio's various different channels. You can see the post over on X as well as their forums. It also reiterates the scope of Vanguards as a free update that's going to overhaul the game's Squadrons feature. So those of you who have been around for a long time will remember the somewhat disappointed reaction from the community when Squadrons originally launched. Largely, I think, because people were hoping for Squadrons to be more of a true guild feature, and that's something that just wasn't the case. But Frontier have had the opportunity to revisit all of this, and that's pretty much now what we're going to be getting. This includes things such as the ability to guide players, members towards various different missions, as well as provide a guild bank for them, a Vanguards or Squadrons bank. Not to mention the addition of Squadron carriers. These are huge fleet carriers that are going to be owned by the Squadron itself. So yeah, this is a comprehensive rework of Squadrons. It's a modernised management interface, and there's also going to be some nice recruitment elements there, as well as the ability to discover the various different squadrons that are in the game. And these, you'll be able to seek out the type of squadron that is suited to the type of gameplay you personally prefer. There's also some expanded rank structures within these vanguards, within these squadrons, as well as some customizable permissions, which means that there will be a hierarchy within the squadrons if that squadron so wants, with leadership all the way down, and each member will be able to have different types of permissions. It's also worth pointing out that in addition to that guild bank, that squadron bank, it will also be possible for members to borrow ships that the squadron owns. So yeah, if you're a new player or if you're a veteran that doesn't have access to something like an Anaconda or indeed any other type of ship that's engineered, you're about to borrow it from your squadron. This opens up, of course, many potential possibilities in terms of gameplay. So all of this isn't far away now, less than a week in fact. Moving on, we come to a new game. This one, well, I say new, it came out in June, but it just caught my attention that there is a demo available over on Steam. In terms of aesthetics, it leans towards the pixel art aesthetics, but also looks like it's got some quite a bit of depth to it as well. So the game is called Void War. It's been busy actually since its 1.0 launch in June, and this week it brought another substantive patch there as well. So this is an indie space roguelike where you command a single ancient starship through a collapsing empire. On your way, you assemble and equip a crew and build out the ship with relic-like modules that combine into damage multiplying synergies along the way. So the loop here, the gameplay loop, is kind of framed as a roguelite that has real-time gameplay with an active pause. Now combat and heavy emphasis on boarding actions are all the way in there, and the crew come with 6 factions and can be outfitted with different war gear. All of this runs together with hundreds of different encounters ranging from pirate ambushes to Imperial patrols. Like I say, the aesthetics is somewhat pixel artified and it leans into the dark techno-gothic fiction. Complete, of course, with cults and arcane technology. Definitely a few little elements of Gothic and Warhammer elements here. Kinda nice if you're into that thing. The reviews over on Steam look pretty positive at the moment. And in fact, the game is getting pretty regular updates, it looks like. The latest update added in a new ship, which is a light destroyer variant, as well as, of course, a bunch of stability fixes. Now, a new ship might seem like a relatively small thing in a game like this, but the fact is it can actually be quite a bit larger than the sum of its parts, and that's largely down to the way that the different modules and the crew interact with different systems and different hull layouts. So this is a game I'm going to be taking a closer look at, and hopefully, fingers crossed, if all is good, I'll be releasing a video on this in the coming days, maybe the coming weeks. Like I say, this one is pretty easy to jump into because there is a free demo available over on Steam. Do check out that link in the video description. So that brings us to an end of this video. Thanks for watching all the way through. There's another video on the screen right here if you want to check that one out. Take care, and I'll catch you next time.